we are reading from Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 6, Chapter 16, Text 36. This is from the chapter King Chitraketu meets the Lord. Okay. You are able to hear me, na?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, good. So now we are reading the 36th verse. Are you there with your Bhagavatam?
Yeah, it's 35th verse, not 36th.
36th, I think.
No, 35th, Prabhuji.
Okay, good. No problem. No problem. No big deal.
35th.
Okay, 35th.
Yeah.
Tava vibhava kalu bhagavan. You repeat after me.
Yeah. Tava vibhavaha khalu bhagavan.
Jagat udaya sthiti layadini.
Jagat udaya sthiti layadini.
Vishwa srijaste amshas.
Vishvasrajate. What's the next pronunciation, Prabhuji? Amsham.
Amshas. Tatra mrisha spradhanti pratak abhimataya matyam.
Tatra mrisha spradhanti prathagag abhimatya.
Jai. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, this cosmic manifestation and its creation, maintenance, and annihilation are all but your opulence. Since Lord Brahma and the other creators are nothing but small portions of a portion of you, their partial power to create does not make them God or Ishvara. Their consciousness of themselves as separate lords is therefore merely false prestige. It is not valid. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. I will read one paragraph and you read one paragraph, okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
A devotee who has fully surrendered to the lotus feet of Lord knows very well that the creative energy of the living entities from Lord Brahma down to the small ant exists because the living entities are part and parcel of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Mamai Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. The living entities in the conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. The living entities are nothing but a very small portion of the Supreme Spirit, like sparks of a fire. Because they are part of the Supreme, they have a creative quality in a very minute quantity. You read the next paragraph.
Yeah, Prabhuji. The so-called scientists of the modern materialistic worlds are proud because they have created modern facilities like great airplanes, but the credit for creating the airplanes should go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not to the scientists who have invented or created the so-called wonderful products. The first consideration is the intelligence of the scientist. One must be elevated by the dictation of the Supreme Lord, who says in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Mataha Smriti Jananam Jnanam Apohanam Cha.
Sure.
From me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness, because the Supreme Lord, as Super Soul, sits within the core of every living entity's heart. That the dictations by which one advances in scientific knowledge or creative facilities comes from him. Furthermore, the ingredients of the manufacturer wonderful machines like aeroplanes are also supplied by the Lord, not by the scientist. Before the airplane was created, its ingredients already existed, having been caused by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when the manifested creation of the airplanes is ruins, the remaining debris is a problem for the so-called creators. Another example is that the West is creating many automobiles. The ingredients for these cars are supplied, of course, by the Supreme Lord, and the intelligence for the so called creation is also supplied by the Lord. Ultimately, when the cars are demolished, the so called creators are faced with the problems of what to do with their ingredients. The actual creator, the original creator, is the personality of Godhead. Only in the interim does someone create something with intelligence supplied by the Lord, and later the creation again becomes a problem. Therefore, the so called creator is not to be credited with the act of creation, but only credit goes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is rightly stated herein that the credit for all the opulences of creation, maintenance, and inheritions belongs to the Supreme Lord, not to the living entities. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So we can see from this verse very clearly mentioned. Nowadays, it is a fashion to take credit. They even copyright everything. For example, India had a turmeric powder. For so many thousands of years, we are using haldi for our cooking and this and that, so many things. So some American guy, he thinks, wow, the word turmeric is used. So let me copyright the word turmeric. So he thought, even if I get 1 cent for each time they use, so many times they have to pay me millions of dollars. So finally the Indian government got alarmed. They said, what is this? And suddenly we have to pay tax to somebody who's copyrighting the name turmeric. So they had to go to the international court in Hague, and then they won the case, and finally that case was dismissed. So this is typical of a Asuric mentality. They want to get the credit of something which is not, it doesn't belong to them. The ingredients are supplied by Krishna, airplanes, printers, or computers, all the metallic part, this, that, so many things. Nothing is created by them. For example, the communist government, it thinks that there is no need of God to even accept God, because the nature is producing everything. But how does the nature produce? Whose nature is that? That they cannot answer. They simply don't want to give credit to Krishna. They're asuras. So that is our present day education system. We get degrees, we get PhDs, we get so many things, but nowhere do we give credit to the Supreme Lord. It is a prasad of Maya, Mahamaya. We become doctors and scientists and this and that, but we are not thinking that Krishna is the source of all intelligence, all kindness, all compassion, everything. But we don't want to give that credit to Krishna. We somehow or other want to steal from Krishna and put it on our name. But even we cannot take along with us at the time of death. If we die, then we have to leave everything here. The one who has invented the automobile, the cars, he is dead and gone. And nobody knows where he has gone. And somebody else is enjoying the fruits of that person's actions. So this is a typical of materialistic thinking, to see everything separate from Krishna's interest. That's why it is said, Bhumi Rapo Kalo, Bhumir, how does it go? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. These are all Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. It's a separate existence. So it looks as if it is separate. If you are under the influence of material energy, we'll think that material world is functioning automatically. We don't see the hand of the Lord in there, because there is no hand moving in the space, a big gigantic hand moving things here, making the planets float and this. You don't see that. It is by the subtlest intelligence, by the direction of the Lord, everything is happening. So therefore, because we don't see things, with our blunt eyes, just like they went to moon and they said there is nobody existing in the moon. How is it possible when the moon is nourishing all the plants in this material world? All the plants get the taste, and the pearls are produced by moon. All these things are happening in this planet from the moonshine. How come there is nobody existing in the moon? We may not be able to see because our eyes are not trained to see things in other planets. We cannot see even things in the living entities in the fire, in the Surya, what is it? Planet, in the sun planet. There is a sun god, there's a sunshine, there are living entities living there in a fiery body. But we cannot imagine staying there, because as soon as we go too close to a fire, our body will burn. So just because we don't exist doesn't mean nobody exists. After all, fire is like any other element of the material world: earth, water, fire, air, ether. And our body is predominantly made with earth. The bones, the muscles, they're all made with earth. But there is also water is there, air is there, fire is there. We call it Jalatar Agni, fire of digestion that helps digesting our food. We put nice parota inside, but what comes out of it is stinking. In no time it is digested. If it goes through the stomach, to the intestines, it is already made into a paste and is thrown out. So all these things are happening due to the Agni. Agni is used to cook all the consumed food, and it is converted into different micro elements like proteins and different essential nutrients which is needed for other parts of the bodies. And finally, almost if you eat 1 kilo, almost 3/4 of the kilo goes into the form of a stool in the toilet. So only 25% or even less than that is consumed by the body. But we don't give credit to Krishna at all, because this education system is like that. We always take education is basically given to exploit material nature, isn't it? You are a scientist, you must know that, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji. Everybody wants their own credit. I invented this, I discovered this. Nobody think about the God. Nobody give
Yeah,
credits to God.
Krishna at all. Even
Yeah.
though it is obvious fact, whatever you are discovering, it is already there. Before you discovered, it is already existing. But we are so blind by our so-called education. We are so proud that we cannot see that all these elements were existing before we created anything. What is the harm in giving credit to Krishna? He is not going to take away anything from us. He's so kind, he's so great, so large-hearted, dildar hai. He wants you to enjoy and experience that. And finally, one will come to an understanding that actually Krishna is the cause of all happiness and satisfaction in my life. And you will forget all these little needs which we may get in the middle. Oh, I want a house, I want a car, I want this, I want that. All these things you will, enough. I had enough. Because once you have Krishna, you have everything. Krishna is the source of everything. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana is a cause of all causes, including my existence, including all the ingredients that is needed to make even the vegetables that come from the ground. It is all, after all, it is sucking the micro nutrients from the ground. And the cauliflower, the plant, the seed produced cauliflower plant and tomatoes, all ingredients are there within the earth, and the seed has the capacity to absorb their special ingredient to produce that particular fruit. Isn't it? We are seeing that. So
Yes,
this is what is called education. Education means to give credit to Krishna, not to ordinary people. Nobel Prize winner, but who's the Nobel Prize? Oh, the real Nobel Prize should be given to God, to Krishna. But that they will not do. They will give to everybody except to Krishna. The Mayavadis also have similar understanding. Everybody is God. You are God, he is God, everybody. But Krishna is not God. So much envious of Krishna. If everybody is God, then Krishna must also be God. Then now we will study the difference between our Bhagavatva and Krishna's Bhagavatattva. Then we can see we have no quantity, not enough quantity to claim that we are the supreme Lord of all that I serve. Because what is the definition of Krishna or God? Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadatika. What is that? Nityo nityanam. I am eternal and he is also eternal. But how come he becomes the chief of the eternal and he is considered the chief of eternal? Why? Because chetanas chetananam. We are conscious. He is conscious of everything. We are only conscious of our body. Eko bahunam yo vidadatika. And he fulfills and maintains the desires of all the living entities. That is Krishna. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnat Udachyate. He is so perfectly complete that anything that comes from him, it doesn't reduce him. He remains completely whole, perfect. It is such a scientific principle. In the material world, 1 minus 1 is 0. But in the spiritual world, 1 minus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 1. Everything is 1. This is the speciality of Krishna. That we have to learn in the human form of life. If you don't learn this, then we will get implicated. We will get entangled in the laws of karma, action and reaction. It's like a thief trying to take something and he's trying to run away. But when he's caught by the police, he is in the prison. Similarly, we cannot run away anywhere from the creation. Our body will be taken away and our property, our money, nothing you can take. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So why not give it to Krishna, what we have? That is the speciality of human form of life. We can engage our energy, our money, our intelligence, our belonging, whatever we have in Krishna's service. Ye tamam prapadyante tam satava vajamyam. As one surrendered to Krishna, accordingly he will also reciprocate. If we give 5%, then he will get reciprocation from Krishna 5%. And if he give 25%, he will reciprocate 25%. If he give 100%, he will reciprocate 100%. And what is this 100%? He becomes the servant of his devotee completely. Like Bali Maharaj, the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. He gave 3 steps to Vaman Dev. The 2 steps alone, he took away the whole universe. And Vaman Dev asked, so where should I put my 3rd step? The Bali Maharaj said, my Lord, I have still my body. Please put your feet on my head. And as soon as he put his feet on his head, he pushed Bali Maharaj in Sutala Loka. And in Sutala Loka, he made a permanent place for Bali Maharaj. And it is more opulent than the Swarga Loka also. More opulent. Indra cannot imagine such a place. And then each of the gate of his palace, Vaman Dev is a gatekeeper. Whichever gate he comes out, he will have darshan of Vaman Dev. There are hundreds of gates in a palace, and whichever gate he goes, he will have darshan of Vaman Dev. So this is the power of his surrender. That Krishna became the gatekeeper of Bali Maharaj. That opportunity is there, that possibility is there for every one of us, provided we are under the right guidance. Therefore, Bali Maharaj, being the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, he even refused the order of his so-called guru, who said, don't give anything to this person. This person is Vishnu. This Vaman Dev is not an ordinary dwarf. If you give him anything, within 3 steps, he will take 2 steps, he will take away the whole universe and you will lose everything. When he heard that, he said, wow, Vishnu has come to my house, so I must give him something. Whatever he asks. After all, 3 steps is not much from his small body, but his body expanded to such a degree The 2 steps he could occupy the upper and the lower planets, everything. The third planet, third feet he put on the head of Bali Maharaj, and Krishna was so pleased by him. Sarvatma Snapane Balim. Bali means he's one of the Mahajans. He gave everything to Krishna, everything. Nothing he kept for it, to himself. So that opportunity is given to us in every one of us. We can give, do some service in terms of giving whatever we can give to Krishna for his book distribution, for his prasadam distribution, for his kirtan, for his devotee, everything you can give and thereby get the benefit of pure bhakti. In return, we will get pure bhakti, that bhakti which can control Krishna. Like the Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba, and the gopis, and the gopas, they were able to control Krishna. Krishna was like a puppet, Katputli. So that opportunity we have got that opportunity. Provided we also surrender to Krishna like that. If you surrender 25%, then you can only control Krishna only 25%, not 100%. So, are there any questions or comments at this point?
No, Prabhuji. You want to continue next?
Yeah, next
sure.
verse. We'll Paramanu Parama Mahatos. Repeat.
Just a second. Yeah, Prabhuji, just a second. Paramanu Paramo Mahato.
Tvam Adi Antara Antantara Varti Traya Viduraha.
Tvam Adya Antantaraha Varti Traya Viduraha.
Adav Ante Picha Satvanam.
Adavante Apicha Satvanam.
Yad Dhruvam Tat Evantaralepi.
Tad Dhruvam Tad Davantaralepi.
Read the translation.
Yeah, Prabhuji. You exist in the beginning, middle, and end of everything, from the most minute practical of the cosmic manifestation, the atom to the gigantic universes and total materials energy. Nonetheless, you are eternal, having no beginning, end, or middle. You are perceived to exist in these 3 phases, and thus you are permanent. When the cosmic manifestation does not exist, you exist as the original potency.
Yes. Purport. The Brahma Samhita 533 says, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayam Vanam Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhaktav Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda Krishna, who is the original person, absolute, infallible, without beginning, although expanded into many unlimited forms, still the same original, the oldest, and the person always appearing as fresh youth. Such eternal, blissful, all-knowing forms of the Lord cannot be understood even by the best Vedic scholars, but they are always manifest to pure, unalloyed devotees. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no cause, for He is the cause of everything. The Lord is beyond the workings of cause and effect. He is eternally existing. In other words, Brahma Samhita says, Anantarastha Parmanu Chayantarastham. The Lord exists within the gigantic universe and within the atom. The descent of the Lord into the atom and the universe indicates that without His presence, nothing could factually exist. Scientists say that water is a combination of hydrogen and oxygen. But when they see a vast ocean, they are puzzled about where such quantity of hydrogen and oxygen could have come from. They think that everything evolved from chemicals. But where did the chemicals come from? That they do not. Since the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of all causes, he can produce immense quantities of chemicals to create a situation of chemical evolution. We actually see that chemicals are produced from living entities. For example, a lemon tree produces many tons of citric acid. The citric acid is not the cause of the tree, rather the tree is the cause of the citric acid. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of everything. He is the cause cause of the tree that produces citric acid. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam. Devotees can see that the original potency causing the cosmic manifestation are not in chemicals, but in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For he is the cause of the chemicals. Read the next paragraph.
Everything is caused or manifested by the energy of the Supreme Lord, and when everything is annihilated
Annihilate.
or annihilated or dissolves, the original potency enters the body of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, this verse says, Adva ante picha sattvanam yad dhruvam tad avantarale pi. The word
Evantarale. Evantarale.
Evantarale pi. The word dhruvam means permanent. The permanent reality is Krishna, not this cosmic manifestation. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Adhir hi Devanam and Mataha Sarvam
Prabhat.
Pravartate. Krishna is the original cause of everything. Arjun recognized Lord Sri Krishna as the original person, uh, Purusham Saswatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhuham, and the Brahma Samhita describe him as the original person, Govindam Adi Purusham. He is the cause of all causes, whether all the beginning, at the end, or in the middle.
At the beginning or at the end or in the middle. So this is a very beautiful verse which says our goal of all our search, all our knowledge, all our devotion, all our piety, whatever the goal is only one thing, to know Krishna as the supreme absolute truth, as the supreme person, the cause of all causes, and be connected to him in pure love and devotion. He is so great that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayati. If you offer me with love a little flower, a fruit, a grass, a vegetable, anything, water, I'll accept it, provided it is offered to me with love and devotion. This is the most important thing. That Supreme Lord, who is the greatest of the great, is ready to accept our little seva, very little seva, compared to millions of gopis. What can we do? We can hardly do anything. But whatever little endeavor we make to please Krishna, that Krishna accepts it very gladly. And he even tastes it. And there was a story in this connection. When Raghunandan was the son of Murari Gupta, I think. And one day Murari Gupta had to go out somewhere. And he told his son, he was a very young son, 7 or 8 years old. He said, please offer food to Gopinath. So Krishna, his father went out, and the son offered some laddus to Krishna. And after some time, he opened the curtain and he saw that the laddus are still lying on the plate. Krishna, why don't you take? You only take when my father offers you, but you don't take when I offer. So his mantra was, please eat, please eat, please eat. That was his mantra. And again and again and again he asked him. And finally, when he came inside, all the laddus were eaten and he was all happy about it. This was going on for 2-3 days. He would go on the altar, offer the food, and everything was eaten by Krishna. The father came back from his wherever he went. He asked his son, "Is there any prasad?" Well, there is no prasad. Krishna ate the prasad. The father couldn't understand what he's talking about, because the father also offers the food, and there is some prasadam is left on the plate for everybody. But his son says there is nothing is left. Krishna ate. So then the father told, "Okay, tomorrow you offer again the food." He said, "Okay." And the father was standing outside on the outside of the altar, and he was hearing only one word: "Eat, eat, eat." He was offering some laddu and eat, eat. And when he comes out of the altar, his prasadam is eaten up. There is nothing in the plate. The father was surprised. Wow, how is this happening? It never happened to me. So next day, when again he says, "You should offer today," then in the middle of the offering, he opened the door and went inside. And the Lord, he ate half laddu and he stopped eating. The son came, "Ari, you come inside," when he's taking his bhog. And now, even today, you can see the deity has a little laddu remaining there. So this is the power of devotion. He was not a scholar. He was a young kid. He's a young boy. All he was telling is eat, eat. His mantra was only eat, eat, eat. That's all. Not a big Vedic mantra and this mantra, that mantra, nothing. Krishna accepted that. Therefore, this is the main thing in our life, to develop that level of love that will melt Krishna's heart, and he will accept some seva from us. That is his kindness. He has unlimited Lakshmis in Gopas, millions of them. What can we offer service? Our service is nothing. But he is also very kind, that even we may be not gopis or anything like that, but wherever we are, we can offer a little fruit and flower and something to eat, some water, and Krishna will accept that, provided we offer him with such love and devotion. That is in our hands. We should offer everything we have to Krishna, and then Krishna becomes controlled by such a devotee. His father could not do that. He was also a great devotee, the parikar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, "So who is the guru? Are you the guru of your son, or the son is a guru of you?" Then the father told, "Well, actually, he is my guru because he has made Krishna to eat. I could not make it any time." So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was smiling when he heard that the actual guru is the son himself. If somebody can make Krishna take foodstuffs, oh my goodness, this amazing thing. Therefore, we have that possibility is there, provided we offer to Krishna with love and devotion. Then Krishna will personally eat that. That much surrender must be there. That the boy was surrendered 100% to Krishna. And therefore Krishna ate all the laddus on his plate. We are not surrendered. We are eager to already taste before even it is offered. Therefore Krishna will leave something for us. We will never experience that which is how Krishna eats with his eyes. We will not experience that. We are too eager to take prasadam before even Krishna eats. Therefore, this whole understanding of Krishna consciousness is that Krishna is the cause. Bijam Mam is the cause of the tree that produces citric acid. Very nice explanation. How the lemons, they produce all the citric acid, and the citric acid is not the cause of the tree, but Krishna is the cause of the tree. Devotees can see that the original potency causing the cosmic manifestation are not in chemicals, but in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for He is the cause of the chemicals. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the cause of everything, is the cause of the tree that produces citric acid. So we have to have a clear understanding. Who is the cause of all causes? Behind everything, there's a person. Like if you are writing a PhD thesis, the thesis is not written in the sky. No, you have to think about it, put it in proper format, everything. It's you as a person. And you also as a person, if you are a devotee, you will say, oh, Krishna has inspired me to write all these things. And you start the sentence with saying Hare Krishna, and then you start writing. You give the credit to Krishna. Like Prabhupada was reading his own books. And some devotees asked, Prabhupada, you are taking so much pleasure in reading. I'm myself amazed when I read my books. I said, I did not write these books. Krishna has written it. Krishna dictated me. I just wrote that. That's all. That is my credit. So a devotee will give credit to Krishna. Even if a dish is cooked nicely, if somebody says, oh, what a nice dish you cooked today. Well, this is Krishna's mercy, I think. We should be ready to give Krishna the credit. Not, yeah, I'm such a great cook and I can cook many things and become proud of that. No. That separates a devotee from a non-devotee. You know? So we should try to remove all these non-devotional tendencies which we have to take credit for ourselves and give the credit to Krishna all the time. Krishna is the source of all beauty. If you dress nicely, Krishna is inspiring you from within to dress him nicely and select the proper dress. Everything, Krishna is the cause of all causes. You have to understand this very clearly. It's like an axiomatic truth. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Nadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. He is the original person. Ishvara Parama Krishna is the supreme person. There are many Ishvaras, like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Indra. There are so many Ishvaras. But Krishna is the Ishvara Parama Krishna. Among all the Ishvaras, Krishna is the Parama Ishvara. Ishvara Sachidananda Vigraha. His body is Sachit Ananda, eternity full of bliss and knowledge. Not like our body, which is getting disease and this problem, that problem. And if we leave the body immediately disintegrates and it will start smelling bad. Immediately you have to burn it or bury it somewhere. This body has not much value as soon as the soul leaves the body. It has only value as long as the soul is there in the body. Our beauty, a beautiful man or a beautiful woman is only beautiful as long as the soul is there. And as soon as the Atma leaves, the consciousness leaves, that beautiful body becomes, you have to close your nose and get rid of the body as fast as you can. Burn it, turn it into ashes, or feed it to the, birds in Parsis. They give it to the birds, the vultures. They eat the body and then they pass stool, and finally the final end will be the stool, the bird stool. Or people also bury the body. When they bury the body, the coffin and everything that is there in the body, inside, all become dissolved by the earth itself. It will become manure, finished. So many bugs will take birth there and they eat and pass stool, that's it. So ultimately this body itself has not much value. Even though now we may spend lots of money on this body, this cosmetic, that cosmetic, and so many things to make it look very beautiful and nice. They take plastic surgery, they take Botox and this tox and that tox to make it look very young. And even in this lifetime, when they become old, they become very ugly also. Have you seen pictures of some ladies there? They're so ugly because the whole chemicals don't get absorbed in the body. They're all hanging in there. We spend so much money to look young. You know, Michael Jackson spent millions of dollars just to look white skin. And his nose was a nice nose, but he made it into a pointed nose like white skin. Crazy, he was like a ghost, you know. But that's the way it is. You must spend so much money, but what is the use? At the time of death, it did not save. Therefore, one should not spend too much time. Rather, one must engage the mind in the process of devotion service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanibheda. Shravanam, Kirtan, and Satsang. This is what is needed for our development. And that requires good fortune. Sukritivan, somebody who's a pious soul, will get that opportunity. And he will take the opportunity to grab it and use it for his ultimate welfare. Otherwise, everything what we do in this world, it has no value, not much significant value. We may make $1 million, $2 million, big, becoming Bill Gates. He has billions of dollars, but what is the use? At the time of death, he cannot take one penny with him. Is there any questions or comments on these points?
No, Prabhuji, thank you so much. It was really a wonderful class. It was a great learning. Like we should always remember this thing. There's everything is possible because of Supreme Lord. No, we are not the person who can create or invent anything. This is the Lord who do all these things.
Inspiring us. We get the inspiration from the Lord himself. But those who are honest will give credit to, those who are devotees, they will give credit to Krishna. But those who are not devotees, they will take the credit for themselves. Oh, it's because of me I created this machine and this automobile and this and that, so many things. Good, we'll do a little bhajan, okay?
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji.
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai.
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai.
Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai.
Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya.
Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai.
Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya.
Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai.
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai.
Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai Gauraya Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur.
Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur.
Jaya Radha Raman, Jaya Radha Raman, Radha Raman, Jaya Radhe.
Jaya Radha Raman, Jaya Radha Raman, Jaya Radha Raman, Jaya Radhe.
Jaya Giriraj, Jaya Govardhana, Giriraj, Jaya Govardhana.
Jaya Giri Raja, Jaya Govardhana, Giri Raja, Jaya Govardhana.
Jaya Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari.
Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Gaur Hari, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Gaur Hari.
Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jaya Natai Gaurai Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Gurnitai Radharaman ki Rajgiri Gordhan ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Sukadev Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada's transcendental purports ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Panchakalpataru Kripa Sindhu Vyavasya Patitanam
Bhavane Vaishnavi Namo Namah. Ananta Koti
I
Vaishnavi Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srimad
Puja,
Bhagavatam ki Jai. Yes, Prabhuji.
I wanted to talk to you something. I also talked to what's her name, our Rupini,
Yeah,
about that
Rukmini
to
Mataji.
talk to the other members of the our group.
Yeah,
Because we are trying to make a kitchen here for distributing prasadam in the whole
okay.
of Godrum. So I think I sent you a little write-up on the kitchen project, what it costs, this, that, so many things. So I was humbly requesting you to be consider that. I can send you once again that thing, and you can contribute as much as you can, so that we can finish that project, so that we can start distributing prasadam, which is the main purpose of that. Prabhupada wanted prasadam distribution to be done because the people become purified, and then the stage for their life, the platform is created for the spiritual advancement. Otherwise, people have all the excuse that because they have to work very hard, there's no time for spiritual life. So somehow the prasadam distribution, Harinam Sankirtan, and book distribution has to be going on. So I sent you that clip to you
I,
regarding the kitchen process.
I don't think so, Prabhuji. You have sent me. If Can you please send me once again?
Okay, I will send it to you
Yeah.
once again, and kindly consider it. And when you have decided the amount, then there is an account in America, which is a tax-free account, because
Okay.
I cannot receive foreign funds directly into my account, because then now Indian government is very strict. But that is a charitable account in America, in Berkeley or somewhere, or Seattle, and one can send it, and then that money will be transferred to me to the devotee. But I will send it to you, the details of this whole project and what we intend to do. Okay.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. I will talk to Rachna Rupini Mataji once again, and we can
Okay.
collect the.
If you all can cover up the cost of the project of the whole kitchen, that'll be very, very nice.
Sure, Prabhuji. We will definitely try to do that.
Okay. Thank you so much. I will send it to you soon, and I wish you all the best today. How's your good
Thank you,
husband
Prabhuji.
doing?
Yeah, it's really good, Prabhuji.
Very good. You're cooking nice things for him?
Yeah, I will definitely, Prabhuji.
No,
After
are you cooking
making,
nice?
yeah,
Are
I'm
you
cooking
cooking?
for Krishna as well as for my husband, or for both of them.
Very good.
I have to
You
make
must
both
be,
of them happy, Prabhuji, so that I can
of
live
course, of course, of
peacefully
course.
in this life.
That's very important. Very
Yeah.
good. So you must be a good cook then. Then definitely your mother must have trained you up as a good cook.
Yeah, my mother is also good, cooks so delicious food. Now I am, while I was in India, I was not cooking regularly, but here I have no option. So I have started cooking, but somehow because of Krishna's mercy, I'm cooking really good food. As
Very good.
all
Very
the
good.
guests says the same thing. I cook good. That's why I'm saying this, Prabhuji. Otherwise, I don't believe like I'm a good cook, but still somehow
Well,
I
the
can
point
manage.
is, as we were reading in the verse, you have to give credit to
Yeah,
Krishna.
yeah,
Krishna
it's
is
only
giving you
because
the
of
ability.
Krishna. Yeah, Prabhuji.
All right. I will send you that project details to you immediately.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure, Prabhuji. Definitely.
Hare Krishna.